So we rejoin round 5 out of 6 of the Singapore Open. Opponent is Hachenli, and they believe he should be a China player. So right now, starting off with black, and then he's playing in the banana variation. I'll just jump in over here to regroup my discs and also maintain the center shape. So he's played to the center. I'll go to the edge right now. Basically, this opening you can opt to either go to the center to regroup or just go to the edge. So right now I'm electing to go to the edge, anticipating a C1 and then maybe a C2 and then a B4, B3, A3 continuation. So let's see if that plays out. So now he's gone to the edge. In general, if you form an edge this way with one playable disc for yourself over here, it's generally considered as strong. So I'll just go ahead to take that edge, and he might just jump in over here to control this mini diagonal over here. So it's more of like an edge versus an excess, or a tempo versus an excess kind of play. So let's see whether he plays. If he goes into B3, I'll just take the A3 to cut back into the edge and just maintain this control. So right now he's just jumped in over here. So we'll go for this, which is a nice move to just create the access either to the edge or to this square. So let's just go here. So just waiting for his response over here. I think he has quite a few options, either to play a diagonal to control this excess. He can go here and just capture both this at once, because if I play here, this would be poison as well for black. So another option is to just regroup to the center, but that would give away a nice move for black over here. So it's more likely that he chooses one of B5 or B6, either one. And then, of course, B3 is an option for him to cut away that excess, but he still allows me to play this, so still B5 or B6 is highly likely over here. I think B6 should be slightly more favored over B5, perhaps, because if B5, he flips two discs in two different directions, I can cut into the center to just create that excess back. So by right, B6 should be the best move for him here, or at least one of the better ones. So he selected B5 to just try to remove both discs to access over here. Over here, I guess the most straightforward option would be to just cut out here and then capture this D4 disc that will give me access over here to F2, or also to create this disc to C4 and also give me access to F1, which will allow me to actually balance out the edges. Over here, this disc is white, so I can balance out the edge in the future. So right now, I'll just jump in and capture this disc first, because if I play this, he could play this perhaps to block me. But if I play this, he wouldn't jump in to stop this move, and I'll still retain that move over here because it's too poison for him. So he wouldn't want to jump right in here. Instead, he might just choose to keep to his side of the board and play here, and then I go in, and then he'll just play towards the edge over here. Okay, so he's decided to play to this edge, forcing me to probably have to respond over here, or also this would be an option. Over here would be a good move for white because he can play consecutive moves potentially, because he has this two white disc that creates access over here. So he could play consecutive moves to G6 and G5. So we don't really want that to happen. So probably responding to this potential good move for white, either B1 or B3 might actually be useful to actually take away this disc that prevents this move. So now if you weigh the options, probably I'll go if I go b1 and he goes b3, he creates that access back over here to this move. So in order to prevent that, let's just go ahead with b3 to remove this excess, and at the same time remove this excess of his, forcing him to probably look at c square or this move to play consecutive moves white and white. But if he plays this and removes this black color this, I would have a quiet move over here. So just anticipating some moves in advance just to see how that game plays out. So of course my next move is highly likely to be here because it's a fairly easy quiet move that does not create more moves for my opponent, and at the same time it achieves the effect of regrouping my discs together. Okay, so he's chosen the cutout, which is a bit unexpected, but he probably wanted to remove this disc that created excess for my f2. I don't have a nice move over here to g3 to actually poison this move. So I could just choose to cut through, just a hard cut through, because most of these moves are poison anyway. So let's just go with this hard cut through. If he does take both of these two black discs, I still have that quiet move over here. And at the same time, if he chooses to play this, which is fairly loud, or this, I would actually have the advantage of mobility. If white goes here, I could potentially come in here as a quiet move. Okay, so he's elected to go for the c square move. Right now, I have to think of how to deal with this. So one possible option would be here, but this would give away this move. Any move that removes this would actually create a quiet move for white to just jump in here and maybe make consecutive moves around the black color shape. So we probably don't want to do that. Instead, another way to look at it would be the head and tail theory. Now that white has played this move, which is the head, and flipped this consecutive diagonal is the one whole straight row of this, and at the tail end of it, you can probably find a potential move. But if we were to play this and apply the same theory, this would then be a weak point for white to play. So right now for black, these options are out, and we'll probably eliminate this one as well. So this is a bit loud. This is too loud. One way would be to just play into the center, maybe. But if black were to play here, white would play something like this and still have the excess the b6 square. So maybe you can go with this and expect a white response here, and then play this way to control this continuous column of this here, and let's see how that goes. So over here, once black has played a move this way, yeah, white definitely has to respond. If not, black would actually jump in towards the corner. So over here, we could probably try this move and control this entire column of this, anticipating maybe white to go here and black could choose to go here, but white would follow with this move. So we have to see whether that sequence makes sense. So let's just go ahead with this. If white goes here, there could be a potential stoner trap. So what exactly is a stoner trap? A stoner trap is actually a maneuver that actually allows you to give up one corner in exchange for another corner and maybe a couple of more stable discs. So over here, even though X squares are generally not recommended to be played, but if I play this X square right now, I have a momentarily control on this lead diagonal between over here. So if I were to play this move, for example, and he created some excess to capture the corner to a8, then I would follow with a4, which actually threatens this corner back in counter. And of course, if he jumps into the corner, I would actually be able to secure this corner. So in essence, he actually gains this corner, maybe a little bit of connection to the lower right and the lower part of the board. But in exchange, I do get this corner and also the left side, which is probably 6 discs in exchange for one stable disc. So it would probably be more or less a worthwhile trade for me to do. But yeah, so this seems fairly safe. Black, maybe white would go somewhere else, maybe here and go in, or black, white, and black could still defend the excess perhaps. So let's just go ahead with the stoner trap here. So usually for stoner trap, the person who executes the stoner trap tends to have a slight advantage and usually goes on to win the game. But if you watch the key points, there might be a possibility to actually prevent a stoner. So assuming if this whole row were white and there were none of the white discs over here and white could actually create their corner access, then it will be difficult for black to actually continue. So now that white has cleared out this two black discs, this becomes like somewhat of a clean move for me to play. And then of course if he plays to anywhere around here, potentially here, and create a corner access, I could just jump in, and if he jumps in the corner, I can go in and wedge in between. So that is an option to take note of. Another point is if I were to jump right in here, so how the stoner works is that given that you have this diagonal control, and now you can just jump in over here to a4 and threaten the corner. White is unable to play this to defend the approach to the corner on the top left, because if he plays to a7, he would flip this disc, which would essentially give black the corner over here, and then black would still capture the corner because of that. So let's just go ahead with the standard stoner maneuver. Of course, one way to try to nullify the effect of stoner is to just try to jump in with parity. So over here, this is a 3 square corner. So yep, he's jumped in for parity. So I do anticipate that if I were to go in, he would just cut in and he would also create the access back to the corner, which may not be so favorable for me just yet. So what I want to do is actually to try to retain this diagonal control. So maybe I'll just play this to just defend because he's cleared out this two like this. So this move over here has become a quiet move because of the lack of a black disc along this diagonal. So let's see where he plays from here. Because of this momentary x square that he's played, this is fairly poisoned. So he might go for this move, or maybe even to play this extreme move to try to get this e4 disc to access the corner. So let's see how it plays out. The game still seems fairly even at the moment. So white almost, it's probably impossible that white will play any move around the lower left region. So it's either going to be the top, or probably the best move here for him should be g3, because there is no way I can actually protect this disc or flip it back. So the best move here should be g3 for white. And black could potentially just jump in. So white, black, maybe white, black, white continuation. Or we could choose to capture this edge or solidify. So white, black, white, black, white, black. And then maybe white will go in here, and then white, black will just follow through the disc over here and just try to maintain more stable disc towards the end of the game. Doesn't seem like black would actually recapture parity at the moment, so we shall see. So just waiting for white to make the move here. The video limit is 15 minutes, so it's approaching to the end. I will post the final score in the comments below. So yeah, please look out for the next round. Thank you.